Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, I try to do as much research as I can, especially this time of the year, to help bring new ideas, techniques, tips that I can pass on to all of you. It's often things that I've taken for granted or I wasn't aware of. And one of them that's come up recently when I've sort of gone on some of the different tackle sites and fishing sites around the country is the color red. The theme is that it's this time of the year, and this time of the year is like our May in most other parts of the country. Red is the color you need to have. And why is this? Why is red such a great color of baits to be used? Well, I think it all relates to crayfish. And I can even tell you, I've mentioned for so long that my favorite color in the spring is orange. And why is it my favorite color? It's because I've caught more fish on orange than any other color. And we're talking about crayfish, especially in this development stage of their life. There's this molding process, and there's oranges and reds that the fish relate to if, in fact, they're feeding on crayfish, which is normally one of the most, I guess, popular type of foods for fish of all species. So what do we look at when we're going for red? Well, one of the things that most people use early in the year are crankbaits. Those are lures that I've talked to you about. They have little lips in the front of them, and you cast them out, and they go to whatever depth those lips tell you, and then you reel them in, and they wiggle. A lot of them make a noise. But here's something to really concern yourself with. If you're trying to mimic a crayfish, then crayfish don't swim around in 15 feet of water, 5 feet above the surface or 10 feet up. They don't they don't orient in these mid-levels where most of these crankbaits go. For you to be successful at any time using a crayfish imitator, you've got to get crankbaits that will go deep enough to bounce off the bottom. Now, most anglers don't want to do that because they're afraid they're going to lose that crankbait, and the average cost is at least $8 a piece, so it can become very costly. But these new crankbaits are designed to go down and bump and dig in the bottom and cause little bits of dust and dirt and mud to come up, and so fish think that they're crayfish working and moving. But if you're going to use these red crankbaits to that degree, then you need to have deeper ones, and you got to be willing to take them down towards the bottom. But I think this is really an interesting thing because we talk about colors, and we say, well, this color works best or that color. I talked to my buddy Justin about this, and he said, if you want my personal opinion, Don, I think too much is made of colors, and I think that if fish are hitting these red baits, it's more of a case of reaction. And the red color in all beings on earth, maybe because it's blood or something, but it triggers a more aggressive reaction often. And that's why red and white baits are always so effective. Maybe that's why, because there aren't many things out there that are red and white. But color can mean a difference. If you're trying to make it look like something, well, in this case, it might be crayfish. But also, if it's a reaction type of lure you're looking for, then you can't do better than orange or red in the early part of the year. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.